Hey everybody, this is Night City Gamer here. I just want to say happy 2026. I hope everyone had a safe and a pleasant holidays. I know I sure did. Um, I actually am testing one of my uh, new headsets now. I'm hoping this is audio's coming out okay. I hope so. But I hope everyone had a pleasant holidays and a happy new year to you all. So I do have a couple things I want to address after I wrap up this video here. But today I thought I'd do something a bit special to kick off the new year. So I'm doing a tier list. Why? Why not? You know, just to shake things up a bit. So throughout my spare time, majority of my time, I play a racing game called Disney Speedstorms. It's how to describe it's like Mario Kart in a way, but it's solely with Disney characters. So if you have played it, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be doing a tier list for these characters today, and I know there's going to be a lot to get through, and even the supercharged characters as well. So I'm going to get as much as I can with these characters on the tier list. It's probably going to be a bit longer than just one video, but we're going to see how much we can get through today. So I'm going to rank these racers on, like, I wouldn't say popularity, but how useful they can be and how stacked their stats are, and overall how smooth they're good to use when playing them on the game. So I'm gonna rank it on just those three alone. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first off, we have the one, the only Mickey Mouse. Now, I have used him before. I've used him several times. I use him every so often, so he does have decent abilities to use. He's got good stats. I think I'll put him. He's high up there, but he's not that high up there. So I'm gonna put him at a B tier. So the next racer is Donald Duck. I love using him. Love his stats that are put on when he's on the track. I definitely love the skills that he uses. And he does have the supercharged ability. That is definitely helpful. I haven't gotten his other supercharged ability as of yet, but he is definitely, I want to say, yeah, he's definitely up there. So I want to put him at S tier. So next we got Goofy. So Goofy, I believe he has, yeah, he has the supercharge, but I haven't fully gotten to that part yet with Goofy. He is a good racer, I'm not gonna lie. He's got good racing stats, good skills to use. I'm gonna put him at a B tier just behind Mickey because in terms of stats and whatnot, Mickey has the slight edge because Mickey's the speedster and I think Goofy's the trickster. I could be wrong, but do let me know. Alright, so next we got Mulan. Love using this character and her skills. Pretty good, pretty great actually, racing stats, so definitely up there on the list. So I'm going to put Mulan in the S tier. So next up we have Shang. He's decent, I'm not gonna lie. He's got I think a well-rounded, balanced out stats, has some, good skills to use on the track. I think I'm gonna put him. I don't want to put him at B tier because that would just. I don't. I don't like him, but I don't hate him. So I think this is going to be my first C character on this list. Alright, so next up we have Elizabeth Swan. And she is, I think, a very solid racer with good racing stats. Definitely good skills. I think she's definitely high on the list. I'm not gonna lie, she's definitely high on the list. Not S tier. I'm gonna go with Elizabeth Swan A tier. That's my first racer on the A tier list. Okay, so we have next Captain Jack Sparrow. This is interesting because I do love using this character. I do love him. I do love using this character. Even though I don't play him on a daily basis, but whenever I use him, I love using him on the track. Very, very great racer, got good racing stats. He's definitely high up there, but not S tier. Maybe a potential S tier, maybe when I get him to level 50 and if the supercharge opportunity for him appears and I have it for this character, it'd probably be up high on the S tier list among the other racers. I'm going to put him above Elizabeth Swan in the A tier for right now, because he does have potential to have himself placed in the S tier. I believe he does. So we have Hercules. He's a really good racer. I think he has some decent skills. As far as stats go, it's like one-sided. It's either you have advantages on one and you have disadvantages on the other, and you have to have certain crew members on that racer in particular to have some decent level to actually balance out their stats. So for Hercules, I'm thinking C tier because I don't necessarily dislike using the racer, but I don't hate using him. So I'm gonna put him in front of Shang. I think that seems fair. So we have Meg next. She is definitely up there on the list. Great racing stats, good skills to use on the track. Definitely has a supercharge ability, which I'm actually looking forward to seeing myself. She is definitely S tier potential. I'm actually gonna put her as S tier. I'm gonna put her at S tier. Do I want to put her above Mulan or keep her as is? Because I think Mulan and Meg, I think, are close in terms of stats, and they both have the opportunity to have a supercharge boost. And unfortunately, I don't exactly know what I would get from that as far as benefits and advantages from that. So I'm going to leave that alone for right now until I actually get that unlocked. But for right now, I think that's good. Belle is next. I love using this character. Great racing stats, great skills, definitely high there on the tier list. I'm definitely going S tier. I want to say, yeah, this is a very tough one because These three here all have supercharged stats that can be unlocked when you have enough of the shards and utilize them to your advantage for the racer. Unfortunately, I have not unlocked those yet, so I can't say for certain which one has the better advantage over the other two. So I'm just going to leave this for right now. Beast! He's a good character. He's got some great racing stats. As I mentioned in one of the racers that I was ranking earlier, in order to balance out their stats, you have to have certain crew members like leveled up close enough to the max to where they can balance out their stats, because it's either going to be advantages on one end of the spectrum and disadvantages on the other end of the spectrum for certain characters. Beast being one of those many characters. But I have him at level 50, really well with speed and accelerating, which is good. However, his other abilities are like in the middle or low. I think he's definitely up there on the high spectrum of the list. I'm gonna put Beast at A tier, and I'm gonna put him. Where do I want to put him at? I don't know if I want to put Beast either in between Captain Jack Sparrow and Elizabeth Swan, or just keep him as it is. I think I'll keep him as it is, only because I have Elizabeth Swan not only at level 50 like Beast here, but the only advantage between these two is I have at least one supercharged ability boost for Elizabeth Swan. Beast doesn't at the moment. However, that may change if they decide to do a supercharged boost for Beast. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now. Alright, so we got Baloo next. I almost lost it there. Alright, we got Baloo next. He is definitely a good racer. I think he has all-around good racing stats. Great skills. He's definitely up there on the list. I want to say he's definitely not a C tier. Definitely not a C tier. I don't know if I want to do B tier or A tier, because if I do B tier, I think he has the edge over Goofy in terms of stats. But if I do A tier, because I have Baloo at level 40, Beast is at level 50 when I'm, going into that game. I think for now, I'm going to put Baloo at B tier. I'm going to put him above Goofy, but just behind Mickey. Alright, so Mowgli. Definitely great racer. Great racing stats. I would say a good, decent skills to use on the track to your advantage against other racers. He's definitely up there on the list, though. He's definitely I want to say he's definitely A tier, unless I get to, at some point, I get him to level 50 and I try him out at that level. I'll see how that plays out, but he's definitely an A tier. I'm gonna put him in front of Beast. Let me explain why. While Beast, I think, yeah, he definitely has the speed. So does Mowgli, though. However, I think the difference between these two is the boost and the acceleration. I think that's the key factor between those two. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right on that one. I think I am correct on that one. So I'm going to put Mowgli in front of Beast, but just behind Elizabeth Swan. So I'm going to leave it at that. Alright, next we have Mike Wazowski. Definitely a great racer, great racing stats. I love his ability. Love his ability. Definitely up there on the list. I'm going to go S tier for Mike. And I'm going to put him... Yeah, I'm going to put him right there. That seems to be solid because I do have the opportunity to get a supercharge ability unlocked. I just haven't gotten to that opportunity yet to unlock it. But I will get to it at some point. So that will be that. Alright, we got Sulley next. He's definitely a good all-around racer in his racing stats. Great skills to use on a track. He's definitely up there on the list, but not down on the list. So, this is a tough one. He's definitely a B or an A tier, one or the other. I don't know where to put him, though. I think for right now, I'm going to put him at a B tier. I'm just going to put him slightly behind Goofy. Just slightly. Because I think that makes kind of the logical sense. Just me speaking it out loud. That makes the most logical sense. Okay, we got Celia Mae next. She definitely has good racing stats. Definitely some like good skills to use on the track. I do have this character not only at the max level, but also am working towards unlocking her supercharged ability, one of the two. So, I mean, for me personally, I mean, she's a decent racer, but just, I don't believe she's like in the high tier in terms of racers. But she is a good racer, though. I'm not going to deny that. I'm going to put her at C tier, and I'm going to put her in front of Shang, but just behind Hercules. Because I think in terms of speed and whatnot, I think Hercules has the edge. Alright, we have Randall next. He definitely has some good racing stats. I'm not going to deny that. Definitely has good skills to use. See, the thing is, I don't know how, in terms of speed and whatnot, yeah, he doesn't have a supercharged ability available as of yet. But I don't fully know how fast he'll be when he's at level 50, though. That's the thing. I don't know. But he's definitely high on the list, but not that high on the list. But I definitely am feeling he's either B or A tier. He's one of the two. I'm gonna go with B tier, and I'm gonna put him behind Sulley. If you guys know the joke, I don't need to explain it any further. Okay. So, moving right along, Figment from Walt Disney World. I haven't really used this character that much, even though I have him at level 20 at the moment. I want to say for me personally, I don't think he's that great. I could be wrong. Mostly because I don't have him at a higher level. But as of right now, I just have not used him that much. I haven't, used him that much. So, sadly, I'm going to have him as my first D-ranked racer. Before I move any further, let me go ahead and clear this row real quick. Delete that. There we go. Okay. Nice and clean. Okay. Next up, we have Woody. This is interesting. This is interesting. He has a really cool ability, and he has good racing stats to use. And he also has good skills to use on a track as well. He's definitely up there on the list. I don't exactly know if I want to place him that high. He's high on the list, but he's not that high on the list. And again, I have him at level 40, so when I get into level 50, that could possibly change. But as of right now, I have him at level 40, so he's up there on the list, but not that up on the list. So I think I'm going to put him at A tier, and I'm actually going to put him in front of Beast. Mostly because I think, even though Beast does have the advantage when it comes to speed and whatnot, however, if you're going to be using ability and whatnot, I think Woody has a better ability than Beast does. Even though Beast, for his special ability, when he roars and whatnot, it sends a stun shockwave to other racers and momentarily stuns them. Woody, however, uses his lasso rope to hurl himself forward and then actually lunge further ahead, which I think is really cool in terms of trying to speed up a bit. So that's the main reason. So we have Buzz Lightyear next. He's definitely another of those racers to where he has really great stats on one end of the spectrum, but lacking on the other end. And the only way to balance that out would be you have to have your crew members literally at the max level or up there in terms of level to balance that spectrum out. Buzz, he's up there, but he's not up there. I'm leaning into B or A tier. I don't exactly know which. I'm actually thinking I'm going to put him. I'm gonna put him at B tier, and I'm gonna put him ahead of Sulley. Yeah, I think that's good. So next up we have Jessie. I actually love using this character. She has great racing stats and skills to use, and I also love her ability too. So she is definitely up there on the list. And she has the supercharged ability. Yep. And I don't think I unlocked it as of yet, but when I do, that could definitely change. So she is definitely up there on the list. I'm definitely gonna do S tier. And yeah, I'm not gonna make any changes after that. Alright. We got Peep. She definitely has great racing stats. Good skills to use. Does she have supercharged? Yeah, she does. So, she is actually high. For me, personally, she is high on the list. I'm leaning into... do I want to give her the S rank or put her as an A rank? Because I don't have her at level 50 as of yet. Not to mention I don't have currently one of her supercharged abilities unlocked yet. So I can't say for certain if she is S tier worthy, in my opinion. So I don't know. I think for I want to say for right now, I'm gonna put her at A tier, and I feel comfortable putting her. Where should I put her? I think I feel comfortable putting her just in front of Beast, but just behind Woody. I think that is fair. I think that's fair. Let's see. Oh, before I go further, hold on. Let me update this. Have not unlocked or have not used yet. Oops. Can't spell. Okay. So, this will be the section of I haven't unlocked the racer yet, or if I do have that racer unlocked, I just haven't used him at the moment. So there's going to be some racers here that I know are currently in the roster of racers. I just haven't had the time to use them yet. But if you guys have used them before, feel free to let me know. And let me know how you would rank those racers on this tier list. So, just giving that little brief announcement there. But let's get back into the tier listing. So we have Steamboat Mickey next. He actually has some... I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Little bug malfunction on my part, but we got that situated. But let's get back into the video here. Okay, so where did I leave? Oh, Steamboat Mickey. Definitely has some good racing stats. Has good set of skills to utilize on the track. I do love his ability, though, even though it's very annoying when you're going up against someone that uses this character, but to you, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I don't have him, like, at the max level, like level 50. I don't have him at level 50 as of yet. And I can't draw conclusions as to when I have him at that level, is he going to be like in the high tier of the list, like an A tier or an S tier? But for right now, he's definitely a good B tier. He's definitely a good B tier, in my personal opinion. Where to put him in the B tier is a good question. I definitely think he fits like really good in front of Goofy, but just behind Baloo. I think that's good. Okay, next up I have Steamboat Pete. I actually do, in a way, like this character. I do like his, unique ability. He definitely has good racing stats and skills to use on the track. He's not up there on the list, but like Steamboat Mickey, he's solid. He's solid. So I am going to put him at a B tier, just for right now. When I get him to level 50, that could potentially change. So I'm going to put him at a B tier. And I'm thinking about... putting him just behind Sulley. No, that doesn't seem right. I'm gonna put him right there. I think that's good. I think that's fair. Alright, so I'm gonna get through the last bit of racers here before I wrap up the video and give a couple announcements. Okay, so we have Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. Lilo, I mean, she's a good solid racer. She has good racing stats and, skills to use. I keep saying good skills to use. because everyone has, good skills to use. Every racer has good skills to use. It's the way that you use it is what matters. It's the way you use those skills for that racer is what matters the most, in my opinion. Agree or disagree? So, Lilo, this is kind of a tough one because even though I currently have her at level 40, I don't have her at level 50 as of yet, and I don't have one of her supercharged abilities unlocked, but that could potentially change when I do happen to get that. So I don't fully know exactly where I would put her at the list. But as of right now, I mean, I don't dislike using her, but I don't hate her. I don't hate using her, but I don't dislike using her. So, for me, C tier, and I'm gonna put her in front of Shang, but just behind Celia. Stitch, I absolutely love using this character. Definitely has the racing stats. Love his unique ability. I love it. Definitely S tier for me all the way. Where to put him though is the question though. I mean, if we're talking speed personally, that's even a tougher question. Like, out of these 6, including Stitch, who's got the faster speed? Ooh, that's a very tough one. Where do I want to put Stitch, though? That is the main question here. I'm going to put Stitch. Ooh, man, this is a tough one. I'm going to put Stitch above Jessie. And do I want to put him above Mike? Now, I'm going to do above Jessie, but just below Mike. Even though Stitch's unique ability is really cool and is very effective, however, it's only used for stunning racers that are either behind you or like somewhat ahead of you. That's the only advantage you kind of have. But if you're using Mike's unique ability, that could put you at a huge advantage. That's the key difference, in my opinion. Comment if I'm wrong or you have a different opinion. Alright, next up we have Jumba. I do like the character, but I hate having to go up against someone that uses this character. Mostly because of his unique ability. So, he is definitely up there on the list, but not that up on the list. He's definitely a good... I don't want to say B tier. I don't think he belongs on the B tier. He's more of an A tier racer, in my opinion. I'm going to put him above Beast, but just behind Peep. I think that's a good spot for Jumba, in my opinion. Alright, we got Captain Gantu next. He's definitely a good racer too. Stats, like one end of the spectrum favorable against the other sort of deal. I don't believe he belongs. Definitely not a C or a D tier. Definitely not. I'm debating if I did put Jumba in the A tier, and I believe Captain Gantu deserves to be in the A tier as well. I think that seems fair. Captain Gantu, A tier, just behind Jumba, but above Beast. I think that's a good spot for Captain Gantu. I think that's good. Alright, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do one more character just to wrap it up for this video. Angel! Definitely love using this character. She has great racing stats. Her unique ability, I mean, it definitely is best suited, in my opinion, because whenever I use it and I got no racers either ahead of me or behind me, I use that mostly for defense, mostly because there could be some racer with their unique ability to do like a long range attack or something, and I need something to shield me from that. I use her ability solely for defense. That's about it. But it is definitely, it's not terrible. It's definitely a good use for her ability. Definitely up there on the list. I wouldn't say, I don't think she belongs in an A tier though. Because does she have a supercharge? No, I don't think so. Not at the moment, at least. But that could change. That could change. She definitely belongs up there on the list. Do I want to put her at S tier though? I'm gonna put Angel at A tier. Only because, as of right now, I don't have her at level 50 yet. But when I do, and I see how it works out, that could potentially change. But for right now, I think A tier is a good solid spot for Angel. I believe I'm gonna do, let's see here. I'm gonna do, where do I want to put Angel in the A tier? I want to put Angel. I'm going to put Angel above Bo Peep, but just behind Woody. I think that's a good spot for Angel. Alright, well, that is part 1 of my tier list video for Disney Speedstorm. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Before I officially finish the video here, I do have a couple of announcements that I want to address here. Firstly, I did read one of the comments in one of my videos. I'm not going to mention the one that did the comment, but I'll just call them the anonymous commentator. That they told me and addressed, actually, which I do agree with their point, where in my Assassin's Creed Odyssey playthrough, while it is the 100% walkthrough, I didn't fully show the 100% walkthrough. What I mean by that, I didn't fully show my walkthrough of going to each location, getting the items needed, while doing the missions and DLCs all together. That's what I mean by not doing the full walkthrough of 100%, but just doing the walkthrough of 100%. Just only doing the story, DLC, and not collecting the collectibles. I lost my train of thought there. But for future walkthroughs, if I decide to do the 100%, I'm going to commit to doing the 100% and also doing the story while I'm at it as well. And to put the additional effort into it, I will also put timestamps and links to those, collectibles and story or side missions of the gameplay into those videos so that you guys are not going to miss out. And if you want to just cut to a specific part of the video, I'll put it in the description. So I just wanted to address that. So thank you, anonymous commenter, for giving me your valid point. I definitely will take that into future 100% walkthroughs that I do. The other announcement that I wanted to address, I'm definitely going to do my absolute best, because I finally finished the gameplay of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I am grinding out, editing and uploading those videos and doing some updating on my older videos on my end of that Assassin's Creed Odyssey playthrough. So I'm currently working on that. I will also eventually, whenever I can, get back into doing the part 2 of Car Mechanic Simulator. I would love to get back into that whenever I can. So just be on the lookout for that. And I will be doing also a brand new playthrough series. I will leave that as a surprise for you guys. So when you see it, you'll see it. So be on the lookout for that. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you drop a like, hit that notification bell to be notified for all of my latest videos, and subscribe to my channel, guys. Definitely will help my channel grow tremendously. And also, guys, thank you so much for your love and support. And even though I am not very professional with doing a YouTube channel, but this first year of me being a YouTuber has just been an absolute privilege to just see it grow from the ground up to what it can potentially become in the future. So I thank you guys for tuning into my videos, liking them, also leaving your comments, and also subscribing to my channel. I definitely want to make my channel to bigger and better heights than it was, but I'm gonna try to start small and work my way up. That is the end goal. That's my end dream. But I'm taking it step by step. This is the marathon. This ain't a sprint, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Happy New Year, guys, and keep on gaming.